Minasan yokoso, and welcome to Bobbie Valentine to Hanashima Show. Hey, domo. I have a lot of my friends here from Japan who are visiting me at my house, and they started the show with me. And hey, welcome. Frankie's here. We're ready to do the first week of Major League Baseball on the show. And we're ready. I'm wearing my Steel Sports uniform, and you have your Marines uniform. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like it. We are in vogue. There's no doubt about that. So, Frankie, take it away. First week MLB season after the Tokyo series. Everyone is playing now. And who did we see this week so far?
Yeah, opening weekend in the MLB. Still had to bring out the Marines jersey, of course. Had to represent the people out there in Chiba. Love that. But first weekend, all teams are playing. Been an unbelievable weekend of baseball. All 15 teams played yesterday. So a full slate of action going on Saturday, and we're back in the thick of things. So let's start out with the Dodgers, the hottest team in baseball, the best team in baseball, possibly the best roster ever constructed in baseball history. And when you talk about the Dodgers, you got to talk about the main man, Shohei Ohtani. And what did he do on opening day? Just like he did in the second game in Tokyo, homered in his first game in the States at Dodger Stadium. And Shohei Ohtani, like we just continue to mention every single week, inevitable. Boom, Oppo bomb into the pavilion, just what Shohei does.
Yeah, it's what he does, and when the other team decides not to let him do it, in yesterday's game, he walked intentionally. Yeah, so what happened? Teoscar Hernandez hits a double and 2-run score. Then he walks unintentionally, and what happens? He steals second and scores a big run on Freddie Freeman's base hit. So there's no stopping him. I don't know how he's not going to do things that no one else has ever done. And Frankie, yesterday, he also threw a very good bullpen. So he's getting close to being able to pitch, and it's a little mind-boggling for me. He's going to go from pitching in the bullpen to maybe pitching to a couple hitters in batting practice to pitching in a major league game. That's similar to what Loki Sasaki has been doing, trying to acclimate himself to the major leagues. He had his first start this week.
Yeah, Loki Sasaki's first start at Dodger Stadium didn't go as well as he might have hoped. The control wasn't there, just like it wasn't there in Tokyo. Still looking to find the control over his four-seam fastball and that splitter. But speaking of that splitter, still one of the most devastating pitches we see in baseball right now. He's getting a lot of swings and misses on it, but once he starts locating that pitch along with the fastball, he's going to be really, really difficult to hit.
Yeah, actually, Frankie, he's going to need another pitch, and he needs to get a pitch that he can throw over when he's behind in the counter on the first pitch before he throws his straight fastball and his split finger. But everyone must understand, as Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, understands, that this is a 23-year-old athlete who's trying to acclimate himself, traveling across the Pacific, playing in a series in Tokyo before his fans and his friends, understanding what his team is like, doing the pregame work that the MLB players do mentally and physically, and then trying to pitch on the mound. It's going to take time. Dave Roberts refers to this as a process, not as a game that he's going to be judged on. So luckily for him, he's got a great bullpen. Luckily for him, there's a whole bunch of guys who can score runs. Even though he walked 4 and he gave up runs and he came out after 2, the Dodgers still won the game. So he's in the right place at the right time, but time is the key. He's going to need time. He is nowhere near a finished product.
Yeah, 9 walks in his first 2 starts in 4 2/3 so far. Hopefully he's going to progress on that, improve his accuracy, get the ball inside the strike zone, challenge hitters, rely on that defense, because the Dodgers, like they have a great offense, they have a great bullpen, but they also have a great defense. So relying on that as well would be great for Sasaki as well. So another pitcher we're going to talk about on the Dodgers, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He pitched Friday night, racked up a career-high 10 strikeouts against the Tigers. He looked very good. What do you think about him this year so far, Bobby, in his 2 starts?
Yeah, he is the finished product. He is the guy that you could ride through the postseason and into the World Series. His stuff is spectacular. His control is impeccable. He can pitch inside, outside. He can throw it fast. He can throw it slow. He's one of the top 10 pitchers in the game of baseball at the major league level. And I think he's going to prove to people that he's worth every cent of the contract that the Dodgers gave him.
And remember, last year at the beginning of his rookie season with the Dodgers, he struggled as well. His first start of his career in Seoul, South Korea, got tattooed in the first inning, gave up 5 runs, got the loss against the Padres there, settled down as the season went on, did have that little injury, but was back for the playoff push and had an unbelievable playoff run all the way to the World Series.
And what I understand, and you might understand, and the Japanese fans understand, that the Major League spring training is shorter. There's not as much throwing. The pitcher doesn't get to pitch as long in spring training before the season starts. So there's a little catching up to do for the body, that the body must understand that, they're not quite as good as they will be come June and July. And that's when you want to be hitting your stride. But other Japanese pitchers are also acclimating themselves.
Yes, they are. Yusei Kikuchi, opening day starter for the Los Angeles Angels. He ended up going 6 innings, struck out 5, didn't walk a batter, gave up 5 hits, had 3 earned runs, did get the loss on the south side. But Kikuchi had a good first start of the year, looking to build off of that and continue to improve.
Yeah, and I understand there's a ground ball to third base when Renjifo's playing third, not a normal third baseman with men on first and second. He should have gone to second to get a force out and maybe a double play. Instead, he double clutched. Got the 1 out at first with men on second and third. The next batter blooped 1 into left field, right in between the outfielders and the infielders. Not what you call a real earned 2 runs that he gave up, but they're earned on his record. 6 innings, great outing. That's what the Angels need, and you're going to see more of that. He's really a spectacular guy. And at the end of this Hanashima show, please stay tuned and watch the interview that I did in spring training with Yusei. And the interesting thing is, I asked questions in Japanese and he answered in English. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool style of interview. Not sure how many of those are out around, but bilingual Yusei Kikuchi, great interview. Make sure you stay tuned for that one. Another Japanese player we're going to talk about here, maybe not fully Japanese, but did play for Samurai Japan in the World Baseball Classic. Lars Nootbaar of the St. Louis Cardinals has had a great start to the 2025 campaign. Hit a home run on opening day, had a couple hits yesterday, leading this St. Louis offense. Also made a diving catch yesterday. St. Louis 2-0, led by Lars Nootbaar.
One of the Japanese fans' favorites. Lars played for the WBC team for Japan because his mom is Japanese, and he was struggling last year with injuries. He played in the Classic, and he never quite got it going. People think he has a lot more in the tank, as we say, than he has shown thus far, and off to a good start. Lars is going to put up numbers for the Cardinals this year.
The Cardinals looking for a bounce-back season after a miserable 2024 campaign. Hopefully, Nootbaar is going to be able to help that push. Bobby, let's talk about one other thing that we saw throughout this opening weekend of MLB. Nothing to partake with the Japanese players, but a little bit different. The New York Yankees are using a different style of bat. They're calling it the torpedo bat, I found, where the barrel of the bat is almost shifted down closer to where the label is, because they found that some of the Yankees hitters are making more contact closer to the handle. So they actually moved the barrel down to hypothetically get them more barrels. And yesterday on Saturday, it worked out. They scored 20 runs.
Frankie, you're mentioning barrel, and just so the fans understand, this was my style of bat when I played. So the handle started thin, and then it came to about here, and at this section, it flattened out, and it was the same diameter all the way from here to the end. Now, what a physicist has developed for the New York Yankees only at this time is an increased piece of wood right here. And then toward the end of the bat, it tapers and gets a little thinner. So the bat is bigger here and not as big here. Frankie, you talk about the barrel. The barrel is a sweet spot that is about 5.5 inches down from the end, and it's about 2 inches long right here. Well, what they did is they extended that sweet spot and now have a 3.5, 4-inch area that the ball can hit in. The bat will be a little heavier. The bat speed will be a little slower. There will be more contact if guys are swinging here and less contact here by those centimeters. It's, I guess, 60.3 centimeters that it is now allowed to be in this part of the bat. And so it's going to be really interesting to see on how other teams use this, how Japanese teams use this. I think it's a wave of the future because they made it taper all the way to the end so the bat could be lighter, so the players could swing it faster and have better bat speed coming through the zone so they could hit it further. With this, they'll be able to hit it more often, and often, if it's more often good contact, it might go out of the park. As you saw yesterday, we're dating ourselves, we saw on Saturday with the Yankees hitting 9 home runs, and they'll continue to hit home runs, no doubt about that. But that is an interesting little setup that the opposition of the Cubs wish they had yesterday with the fine left-hander on the mound for the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah. And you know how marginal those balls are. If you just miss a baseball, just missing it, fly ball the outfield instead of a home run, that barrel could potentially make up for those marginal misses if you're thinking about it that way. But it's a very weird.
And also marginal pop-ups, remember.
That's true, yes.
When it was a swing and miss before, now it's going to be a swing and just hit it, so it's going to be weak contact also. We're going to have to see how this plays out in the future.
It's a very weird look. When you look at that bat compared to a normal bat, it's very interesting to look at. And I wonder if and when other teams are going to start to use this, because, I mean, the first day the Yankees ever talked about, first I ever heard about it, they hit 9 home runs, set a franchise record. They hit 4 homers in the first inning. The first 3 pitches of the game were hit for home runs. So
well, we'll see how it works. And right now, I think the Yankees have the technology. I don't know anybody else who has the technology. I'm sure that Louisville could make the bat very easily just by setting their lead to make it a little less taken off and then a little more at the end. But interesting. Bats in the past were bigger here, and now bats are smaller here. And here in the future, it looks like it's going to be even bigger than.
Is there a limit
in the past?
Do you know if there's a limit to how big a barrel could be?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it to you there. I think it's 4.3 inches in diameter. And let's see here. It's 42 inches in length and 6.63 centimeters in diameter, which is 4.2 inches.
Interesting.
6.63 centimeters is the maximum that it could be.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
That deals with weight. So if the whole bat all the way from here to here was 6.63 centimeters or 4.2 inches all the way to the end, it would be too heavy for a hitter to swing. So they make it less here and more here. We'll see the tail of the tape and how that works in the future.
It's going to be very interesting to follow that bat path throughout this year. Not just the bat path at the swing, the path that the bats are going to be taking.
That's it. And how about the Big O in Chicago? How did he do yesterday or this week on the mound?
The Big O in Chicago, Shota Imanaga.
Yes, sir.
7 innings pitched against the Arizona Diamondbacks at Chase Field. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, only allowed 3 hits, 1 earned run, picked up his first win of the 2025 campaign, and Shota Imanaga picked up right back from where he left off in 2024, his rookie season.
And he's doing this without throwing the ball 100 miles an hour. His fastball does stay up a little more than people think. His breaking stuff is controlled. It's out of the zone when he wants it out of the zone, and it's in the zone when he wants it in the zone. He's showing people that he's possibly not the fluke that a lot of people thought he was last year, looking good in his first start.
Yeah, I love this guy. One of my favorite pitchers to watch every single week. He just gets through a lineup. It looks so effortless. He just goes up there, looks like he's having so much fun. I've heard he's an unbelievable guy. Heard he's so funny. And he just goes up there, has fun, gets through a lineup, and 6-7 innings later, you're losing, and he's going to get the win.
That's what competition's all about. You have to enjoy it and be confident in your ability. And it seems like he is just that.
Yeah, and I can't wait to keep watching him do his thing. Hopefully he racks up many more wins throughout this season and finishes off or gets to start off of 2025, keeps it going throughout the whole year.
Well, we didn't want to take up too much of the time here with all of our viewers. I want you to look at that bat. There's a couple cool shots of Chaz Chisholm.
Chisholm, yeah.
Yeah, bat, a close-up of it from the game this week. But you'll hear more about that as it goes. You'll hear more about Loki Sasaki doing what he needs to do to acclimate to MLB. And please check out the old interview between Kikuchi and Bobby V. I think you'll like it. I think you'll like our show. I appreciate you watching. Sponsored by Steel Sports. We're having fun. I hope you are too. Take care. Another version of Bobby Valentine to Hanashima Show. Mata.
Yusei, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
ねえ、Angels にようこそね。
Thank you.
楽しみですか?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
You look excited.
Yeah, can't
ね
wait to pitch.
You're ready. 開幕戦のピッチですよね。
Your Japanese is amazing.
なんとの英語は
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
amazing ですよね。
Yeah, I'm so excited.
So,
I'm looking forward to pitch in front of the Angels fans. Yeah.
素晴らしいね。So, and 今はあなたの英語は上手ですね。
Oh,
どうしてわかる英語
I mean, I've been living, in the U.S. for 7 years. Yeah, I always thinking, hey, don't be shy. Yeah,
You have a,
don't worry about mistakes. So that's my yeah.
大事ですよね。
Yeah.
Don't
That's most
worry
important.
about mistakes.
Yeah,
そうですね。
Baseball too, right?
And 今は岩手でアカデミーあるね。
Oh, yeah.
ああ、おめでとうね。
ありがとうございます。
教えてください。アカデミー。
野球人口がすごく減っていて、日本は。
So the population of Japanese kids that are getting into baseball, it's kind of dwindling little by little. So through my love of the game, I want to teach them, and hopefully by building this facility like KOH, I can help them love the game, and that's kind of like my biggest goal for that.
素晴らしいね。頑張ってね。
Thank you.
たくさん仕事ですよね。けど、大事です。
そうですね。
ね。そう。And Angels のチームはどう思いますか?
非常にワシントンか。
Ron Washington, yeah, I think he's trying to build a positive culture. So he's been pretty hard, but in a good way. And so with I think there's been more rules on this team than the teams I've been on in the past. But I think that's gonna for the better, and I think it's gonna lead to success for this team.
And what are you looking forward to the most of being with this team this year?
So just from being in this camp, I can see that the future is really bright with this team. There's a lot of young and up-and-coming pitchers that have the stuff to be an ace. So pitchers like Caden Dana, Soriano, Detmers. So yeah, like just watching them in the pen, like they look great. So you know, myself and along with the other veterans, I think we got good veterans around the young guys too. So together want to you know, help these guys and yeah, get through the season together.
Well, listen, everyone's pulling for you. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
I am going to be your fan all year long, and have a healthy and great
Yeah,
season.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Okay?
Thanks so much.
頑張ってね。
頑張ります。
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.